Okay, guys, welcome to the podcast.
Oh my God. You have one of those?
If you don't like this podcast, you're...
Dude, what? Is it? Oh, these don't, you charge them, right?
Yeah.
Use a flashlight?
Yeah, here in Florida, we can order these on Amazon. In Massachusetts, you can't.
Dude, I don't know if it's like, is that considered a weapon? Like, what is that considered?
This is 1,000% a weapon.
Is it?
Yes.
Wait, you can, you can,
This is military grade taser.
can you,
If anyone finds my address online and you try to get in my house, just know I'm behind the door with this.
dude, is it?
I am behind the door waiting for you with my eyes like this.
Dude, wait, can I ask you, is it, can you walk around, carrying that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Girls can too, right? Like anywhere, like, cause girls a lot of times have them.
Yeah. Or if you're a squatter in one of my vacant properties.
Get
out of here, you punk.
Dude, I didn't know that's a thing. Yeah, I remember you had it.
Yeah. No, I keep this right next to me while I sleep along with my dagger.
Your dagger. Isn't it like a sword?
Yeah, I wish I had it, but no, it's over there somewhere.
Dude, what's legal now? So are all those things like you can? I know here, dude, you can't carry a.
No, I've tried to get this in Massachusetts, and I wasn't able to. The first thing I did when I moved to Florida is I ordered this on Amazon.
Yeah, dude, that's a solid one. How much was it? $30?
Probably, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's called the ViperTech. ViperTech has a light.
Have you ever tried it on yourself?
No. Nope.
I'd be
just my enemies.
I'd be very interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, no, this is military grade, so you'll probably fall down, and you might have a stroke.
Or see, probably.
Okay, so did you want me to start this off?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So what I wanted to talk about, and maybe you can kind of
What's like the starting to this thing, dude? You just pull out a taser.
Yeah, dude.
Like, so
what the heck? Yeah, this is like you only get this on the Axios Fux Podcast.
Yeah, dude.
You don't get this on.
You
don't get this on Ricky Caruth's podcast.
No. If we could find out that it wouldn't, like, I would let you try that on me, as long as it couldn't. There was no like
long-term effects,
which it could do, because that could give you mashed potato brain.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think what's more likely is that you could convulse. I don't know. I don't know. Probably nothing, but you'll definitely be not be able to use your arms or your limbs like
for probably a while.
I think that's the point of it. I think the point of it is to make it so you're stunned a little bit. It's almost like from Star Wars, when the Emperor does the electricity, and then they just are kind of stuck in their spot. They can't attack anymore, and I think that's why it's powerful. What I would rather than that one is the guns. It shoots, things.
Yeah.
And they stick onto you, and then they.
Dude, you are in pretty bad areas. I mean, when you're down in Florida.
Yeah, so I'm in a really shitty area. There's like, I go outside. I mean, there's cops here at the complex all the time. There's heroin needles outside.
But even the places you go.
Oh, the places I go are even worse. If you guys live in Tampa, Sulphur Springs, that's a really crappy area. That Ybor City, really, really terrible area. I was telling Vasily about this last week when I had a group showing. We all come out. The showing went great. Everyone was happy. There's 8 of us. We go out, and then all of a sudden we hear somebody screaming, a girl screaming. And I'm the only one who hopped to a tent. I was the only one who was attentive, even though there were 2 or 3 other military guys that were looking to purchase the house, which was crazy.
What's going on was wrong.
Yeah, no, they knew that something was wrong, but it's as if like when you hear a gunshot, right? Let's say you just hear a gunshot. Are you doing something or are you just listening and just kind of like analysis paralysis? So that's kind of what happened. Um, and with them, not with me. I immediately ran outside to see what happened. And there was a girl that was being dragged like Hector from Troy out of a car down the street in front of the house. And she does like a somersault out of the car and says, he was going to shoot me. He was going to shoot me. And
Dude, I would run.
meanwhile, like my clients are trying to purchase this house that's in the worst area.
Dude, something
So
like that happened to me and Elijah.
really,
Actually, it happened to us. I think we remember telling you. A guy in this, you know, what are these shirts called? I always get this wrong. I think it's called a wife beater, like the. He saw Elijah and he was screaming at Elijah, shaking his pit bull's leash.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
He was getting him rallied up to go attack Elijah. Was shaking it.
Uh-huh.
And then he told Elijah he was going to shoot him, and so he said, "I'm going back to my car to get my weapon or whatever, my piece." And he eventually pulls over. He gets in his car. We see him. He pulls down a side street, comes to us, and we were thinking, "Oh, dude, we're dead. We're totally dead." And he ends up actually apologizing.
Wow.
And I'm like, what, dude? Like, because he knew we were probably gonna call the cops. So I was like, dude, I'm actually
right.
You know, I mean, some people.
Yeah, I mean,
you really have to. I mean, some people can look totally normal and then them just be crazies.
Yeah, no, I agree. By the way, do we have the split screen?
We do.
Cool. So what I wanted to
last time the main picture was just you in your sunglasses, looking like I don't even know what you were, dude, but yeah, this is split screen.
So I wanted to talk a little bit just on top of mind. I was thinking about how money amplifies whoever you are, right? So it's almost like the people that think, you know, money makes you evil or money makes you brave or money makes you strong or money makes you a boss, right? Yeah. None of those are true. They just amplify whatever you are. If you are an asshole, you're going to be more of an asshole. If you are a nerd, you're probably going to be more of a nerd. If you're, you know, if whatever you are, if you don't work hard and you get money,
you're going to work.
You're not. Yeah. You're just not. You're not the person that used to be the prerequisites of having a lot of money. So Andrew Tate, he talks about this in his most recent podcast.
I'm going to jump in. So I think I know where you're going with this. The worst thing you can do is give someone a lot of money. So I think we're going to talk about Andrew Tate. Same with, I think Bobby Castro was talking about it. The best thing you can get, like, this is what kind of gave me a lot of hope when people like that are saying, like, you need to go through the entire thing, the entire cycle, because people like Bitcoin millionaires who open their account, they have $100 million. They didn't learn anything.
Right.
So it's not like it's like money becomes. It's completely just, you know, the idea of the process of making money is totally just not even a thing. It's not real to them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's like, for example, when I made like some pretty good money in 2018 and I had done it very quickly. I knew there was something missing because all of the people that supposedly had money in my circle, they were not my perception of the people who I knew had money growing up. See what I'm saying? So like, they didn't have those character traits that all the people growing up who I met had money had. They didn't have those. And that's why it was very easy for me and Emmanuel to realize that there was something off that was going on. And for me personally to want to go back to the drawing board and figure out what qualities had I been missing. One of those things is back then I wouldn't respect the person. Well, overtly, I would respect anyone, but covertly, I would not respect the person that has a 9-to-5 job, who doesn't strive to leave the status quo and not have a 9-to-5 job. Like covertly, I thought those people were crazy and wrong. But obviously, overtly, I'm never going to disrespect anyone that I don't know, or even that I do know based on what they do for work. So even though I was in door-to-door sales, right? So it's weird, but just because, I didn't have that real world experience. And then, time goes on and you kind of can fill the gaps of your character in terms of, I lost everything. I literally lost everything. I was in the red, absolutely like just worst situations in this past year, so much struggling that it filled those gaps. And it's crazy how it works that you really can't.
How makes you feel about who or realize who you actually are?
Yeah, who you are. And also, is that the jalapeno one?
No, this is Dreamsicle.
Oh, this is a good one. Jalapeno. Have you tried the jalapeno one?
Oh, dude, I've had
so good.
It's disgusting. I remember
jalapeno rain.
I was in Miami and someone bought me a Budweiser jalapeno and it was disgusting.
Dude, that's disgusting. No, this is so much different. Try a jalapeno rain, guys. You guys will not regret it. So what I was saying is that
we should count.
It's going to amplify.
We should count how many at the end of the year, how many of these have been drinking just on this show. Because I know
that's a good idea.
At least the last 4, I've had at least one.
There's been and I already had a C4 today and didn't even work out. I literally drank a C4 and updated a listing.
Yeah. Focus. Focus.
Yeah, but my body was tingling.
Yeah.
From the nice. So it amplifies who you are. So it makes you respect the journey a little more. And there's this mindset that I really love to cultivate when I'm in when I go through the hardest times, the only thing that I can make myself feel better or relate to is people that are in war, right? Because my hardest times, I didn't have electricity. I didn't have food. And I was trying to fight a battle every day, and it wasn't a physical battle. It was a mental battle. So the only thing that I could relate to, I couldn't relate to other people. And during those times, I couldn't relate to anyone else except war people in battle, because they're going into battle. Sometimes they don't have food. Sometimes they don't have electricity. They're in the trenches or whatever. So I like reading about World War II and things. And same thing when I'm in church as well. Weird thing is that when I'm in church and I'm hearing the pastor speak, I'm thinking about in the olden days when everyone was at war, all the men were at war. And in the church, usually it would just be the women, it would be the kids, and it would be the people that were hurt. Like hurt from battle, they come back, right? Yeah. So it kind of puts me in the mindset of, okay, when I leave this church, I have to go back into battle. And that mindset of you are willing to, if you are actually in battle, the whole goal is you're willing to die for the cause.
Yeah.
So that mindset of willing to die for the cause is the strongest mindset you could have. And I think it's something that every man should try to cultivate every second of every single day of their life.
Like the major problem is happening today where it's like, if here, home base, US isn't something you would die for, that's when the military, it seems like, would be weak, right? And that's what I think that's what like other leaders, foreign leaders probably look at. They're like, okay, they have this, person in power who doesn't give the people a feeling of, that's why being patriotic is such a big deal. Because if you're patriotic, you have something to fight for. It's like fighting for rights. It's like once you have something to fight for, it's like it's a whole nother level that's untapped when you just go through the motions every day. You know what
I
I mean?
see. So being patriotic gives you more purpose, you're saying?
Purpose. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
untapped. It's until you get to that point of something that on that level of like
Struggle?
or like want, like you like, let's go back to the times of like Civil War, let's say, where people wanted I don't know,
Freedom and
being included in things that
Mhm.
there's nothing higher than that. That's
Mm.
that's duty. It comes to duty at that point.
Yeah. Yeah,
Obligation.
exactly. Yeah, no, and I think I mean Grant says that too. He says success is your duty.
Yeah.
So if you can cultivate that mindset, and this kind of has a full circle around to the crypto millionaires, right? Or the people. Usually, the crypto millionaire is not. He did not do that because it was his duty to be successful. He
No.
did that because he maybe wanted some extra money to go out with his buddies, or he just loves crypto and he wanted to get good at it. And it's not that's a bad thing, but like usually it's a lot different when it's your duty to be successful. Let's say just even to survive or for your family because you have to pay for a medical bill or something like that. Like those are usually those character developing things that you'll have to build your character.
I think I had a discussion with someone today, and I was talking about the market potentially crashing, and I sounded so excited because I mean the thing is, I'm not going to lie. Since I heard there was a correction in the market, the stock market, in terms like crypto, it excited the hell out of me because I'm thinking, okay, this justifies why I make calls, and this justifies why I'm not spending my time on trying to make money in a way that I'm not involved really into it. So I'm not even joking. Once I heard that, like I could feel there's more energy because I just knew that there's a correction. I'm not gonna lie. Right when I figured out stock market dropped so much, crypto, all these other things dropped so much, I was so happy because I'm thinking, okay,
Why would that be good for you?
Because it takes my attention when I know people are making money in a way like that, where it's not hands-on, and this is nothing, not like anyone's wrong, but for me personally, if I know people are making money in a way that's hands-off, then it invalidates the hard work, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So when I figured out, okay, what I know what I can't lose is hard work. I can't lose that. That's something you cannot lose, a discipline.
Right.
But you can lose crypto, but you can't lose, your Ethereum. You can lose your Bitcoin. Not even if you're working hard or you're not working hard, you can still lose it.
Yeah.
But you can't lose hard work. You can't.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're investing into yourself. And another thing is that what if your mindset though, instead of that, was one step further, right? Because think of yourself going and you're in battle, right? You're in World War II, you're in the trenches, and you're with your buddies, from the platoon, and you were getting shot at, and you know that no one's ever going to see this work that you're putting in right now. No one's ever going to see it. Most likely, no one will remember you other than you went to battle during this year and you died during this year.
No one's gonna. Yeah,
and you don't get fun. There's no having fun going out to the clubs or the bars or getting with girls or whatever it is. There's no validation. Zero. There's no social media. There's no likes. All you have is that one moment of you with your partner, and you aren't going to get anything from it. Maybe you have a cigarette as a little joy.
Which
maybe that's
probably the best cigarette ever.
Probably the best cigarette ever. And you know that maybe you're on an island and the only way out is through, destroying this army, but it's 3 times the size of your army. And you're just there with your brother and you're just like, no one will ever see this. No one will ever know what we went through. We're going to die here. No one's going to see this.
And you do it with pride, and you do it with, I don't know.
And you do it. And the only reason that you do it is for the hope that maybe one person in this platoon will survive and maybe tell the story.
Yeah, dude, I think
That's
that's
it.
fucking awesome. And I think that's what people have lost. It's like,
People have lost that. And that's exactly the same thing that happened in 300. There was one man who survived, and no one saw what happened at that battle besides one man. And the only hope was that that one man would tell the story to their sons in hopes that they would live on and the name would live on. And if people had that mindset in terms of real estate, I'm going to make my fucking calls today. And I don't care if I don't get anything. I don't care if I don't get any likes or any validation or no one calls me back. I'm going to do it because maybe in the slightest chance,
someone's gonna
I
remember
will.
work damn hard.
Yeah, somebody will remember.
I like that, dude.
Yeah.
I thought about that. It's like, if you're gonna be either gonna put you down in that dirt, and at least they say, Vasily was such a hard worker, but in a more genuine, real way, that makes me feel good. At least knowing that.
That's it. Sometimes that's all you can have. Usually when I feel like when you're in the trenches, I mean, they say it's in the trenches for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when you're in the trenches, that's all you get. All you get is, and most people never get down to that string.
We should bring someone on who's in the military. We should.
I think we should, but it'd have to be somebody who's actually hopefully been in battle.
Yeah, and have their viewpoint. And have what goes on. If they'd be
not that it's a problem if you haven't been in battle. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We want an actual serious like story about battle.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That's nuts. Yeah, it's a crazy analogy, and that's why I think today it's so messed up, because you don't have people feeling as. I can tell you myself, in the current state, I wouldn't want to join the military.
No, I wouldn't either. I've thought about it a lot, but
maybe
I wouldn't.
3 years ago, if I didn't care about anything, if I didn't have another purpose, then if I couldn't identify my other purpose, then I would have totally chose.
Oh yeah, me too, honestly. But only it would have also still been about ignorance, I feel like, because I think there's a bigger battle that's going on in the real world.
Yeah. It's true.
I think day to day trying to fight for your freedom is a bigger battle. We're all fighting for our freedom right now. You may not think that we are, but you probably are. So yeah, you're just so plugged in. You think that things are all, if you seriously think that things are all sunshine and rainbows.
That machine in Matrix. Your head is literally, you remember in Matrix, dude, they have to get out, take that thing off their head.
Oh yeah.
Their head, dude, everyone is just stuck in that. But if you're Neo, he eventually ripped it off the back of his head himself, which is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't see because the only reason I would have joined the military then is because I didn't see what's going on right here. And it wasn't nearly as bad.
Right. Actually, you're so right, because, dude, 3 years ago, no, until it started happening, this stuff started happening, I wasn't that patriotic.
No.
And then, dude, once it started to happen, dude, it comes out. It shot out. It's so weird. Every discussion.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's very weird, dude. Until things get rough, I'm not going to lie. Until things get bad, I didn't notice.
I would have said the opposite. For me, it's the opposite. Until this happened, I was very patriotic. And now I'm I actually, for everyone listening, if I could right now, I would most likely not live in the U.S. I wouldn't.
Well, I'm not saying
personally.
I'm not saying I wouldn't rather live somewhere else, but the idea of how the United States is formed and how the values and things are.
Yes, I see. The capitalistic kind of, you can start a business, you can start a business for $600 on, inkfile.com.
And I didn't think of that until it started to get stripped away.
I see.
And that's truth. I mean, that's.
But you have to realize that the U.S. government did that.
Yeah. You mean strip it away?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the U.S. government today, currently, compared to years ago, is totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I only know what, I only know what I see, what I can say on it, Yeah.
Because, dude, you got to listen, you got to read what they have from Abraham Lincoln, dude, nuts.
I did a project in 4th grade on him.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
I also did one on something Hershey, the guy who made Hershey's.
Yeah. I forget his name. Hershey Walker.
That's a good. I'm gonna watch a documentary on them, both of those guys, because I think they were really good.
Dude, Abraham, dude, absolute beast. Yeah, dude, everyone seems so confused, and it's too bad because, dude, imagine 10 years of talking to someone over the phone, someone I know in LA, and they were saying like 10 years from now, dude, like what if this wasn't to change and it was continuously going that direction, dude? Like how bad would this be, dude? This would be bad.
Yeah, well, I sent you a video about Candace Owens saying that there might be a cyber pandemic, which means that they turn down the grid, they turn off the grid. And then I was thinking, oh, well, the people with solar are going to survive. But then again, everyone on solar is also attached to the grid. Then I was like,
dude,
what?
Attached to the grid. That would have been a good, now it would be a good.
And then I was thinking, oh, well, somebody with a battery. Yeah, but the battery only lasts 3 days. So yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You lasted 3 more days, but this is going on for a year.
Dude,
so with that,
well,
what?
Do they work well, the batteries?
Yeah, they work well. But even 2 of them, let's say you have 6 days of electricity, you're still screwed.
Yeah, and who are you going to talk to? Only the people who have batteries?
Yeah, that's it. So I'm here in Florida. My whole family's
batteries. Mostly those people with batteries probably aren't like the people I want to talk to anyways.
That's true. Yeah. But that would be crazy. Imagine no social media, no phone, never mind iPhone. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Everyone with their iPhones, they're gone, you know? Now it didn't matter if you were Android or iPhone because there's no electricity. There's no more calling people, no more social media, no more nothing. No more Tesla.
Yeah,
no more Tesla.
It should be bad.
It's just gas cars. But
some parts of me do think like, okay, dude, forget about everything else. Let's just take a car and just drive across the U.S. and just like, I don't know, be part of like protests. I don't know.
But I would never. I would never do that. But
protests.
What?
Be part of protests.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Why?
What do you mean? Like protests about what?
Not like protests about like how things are being handled. Not like.
No, I don't care about that. Like I can only control what I can control. I'm not trying to change everything. I feel like if it got that bad.
You have someone like Abraham Lincoln, dude. He's an idea of like you can only control what you can control. But once you have control of what you can control, then you can control more.
Yeah, but
how do you become president, bro?
I'm not trying to become president.
I know,
right
but
now.
I'm saying in general, like what you can control is a
lot more. I am too selfish for that. Okay. I want to live my life. Well, okay. And if things get really bad here in the US, I am moving out of country. I'm not going to try to go protest across the
country. Yeah, fine. Literal with that. But I'm just saying, like, if you have a higher purpose, in my opinion, then like, you know, you could be a little bit more selfish.
Yeah, I mean, if I had millions of dollars, sure, I'd maybe do that because I don't know. I don't even think it's like that.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. It's a good topic though, dude. That was a really good topic.
Yeah, I think that struggle that we were talking about is what it's what makes when you have the money a lot more fulfilling.
Yeah.
And the last person I would ever want to be is the person that has a lot more, it has a bunch of money, like millions and millions of dollars, and 0% of, you know,
know-how.
What?
Know-how.
Yeah, just like Andrew would say, just a nerd or like a dork.
Yeah, dude. Because the thing is, like, or
a punk.
Because we could say
same
like
thing.
if someone gave me $100 million right now and put it in my bank account, I'd be so thrilled, of course, for like a few months. And then I'm like, what? Like, dude, it's like how can you tell someone if you, let's say, dude, I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that ever being a good thing. I mean, unless it was given to someone who's trying to make a difference, like an Elon Musk, I guess, like he has all this money now, but he worked for it.
Yeah, of course.
Like big things. He doesn't need to work anymore. I mean, so
no.
Jeff Bezos doesn't need to work.
No.
But they have a higher purpose.
Yeah, they do. They do. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, it also ties back to what I posted a couple of weeks ago. I posted the person that can walk into a 8-bedroom shared house in the ghetto, walk in, speak to people living hand to mouth, sleeping on the floor, and hold a conversation, relate, and then shake their hand, not be uncomfortable, and then get a call as you're leaving saying, "Hey, Christian, I want to sell my 87 or 100 unit assisted living facility. Let's meet at this place and, have dinner at a 5-star restaurant." Or I want to, sell my $600,000 home that I just flipped, and be able to talk on the frequency or the wavelength that they're talking on and do it comfortably. That takes character development. That takes skill. That's not something that everyone has. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's we talked about, it's granting beingness, being able to grant anyone beingness. And it's like, how many people, and this is such an obvious point, and dude, for the people that listen, I know there's probably one person and they're going to be like, of course I do it. That's not a big deal. Just be honest with yourself. If you've actually you looked at a homeless person and you weren't like grossed out, or you weren't like willing to talk to them because they're homeless of their current circumstance. I mean, for myself, dude, I've always, whenever I go to San Francisco, so I'll be there next week, I have my best conversations with random people walking to where I'm going, and they so happen to be homeless, like 10 to 20% of the time. And it's being able, having the skill to talk to the janitor, and I love this, of talking to the janitor, the homeless person, the middle class person, and the millionaire, and then the billionaire at the same level. Because I don't think
exactly,
if you have to change who you are for someone else, it's not right.
No, and yeah, so the person that's never been through struggle is going to be very nervous when they're talking to the homeless person or the person living, really poorly. They're going to probably think like this. Oh, because this is how I used to think, right? Because there's levels to this. There's degrees of poverty that you've encountered, and I've never encountered some degrees that I have recently in the past 6 months, and I was afraid a lot of times, whether it be because I'm driving a BMW in an area that is really bad, or if it's because I'm going into a property where people are sleeping on the ground. They don't have, you can tell they're unhealthy and they don't have money for healthcare, and they're sleeping on the ground. Their bathrooms are extremely not hygienic. And then you are afraid that, hey, am I going to get attacked or stabbed? And you're also afraid of, hey, what if I touch something or I step on something that gets me sick or gives me, AIDS, God forbid, or something like that. Like those are the thoughts that somebody who has never encountered that will think. And obviously that can happen, right? But when you get used to it, you realize that these people, they're not bad people. They're just typically like 80% of the time, they're just people that are trying to get a cheaper rent.
Yeah.
They're literally just trying to get a cheaper rent. This is just normal living for them. This is how it is. And there's nothing to be worried about. But then or in the flip side, somebody who lives in that condition would be shivering in their shoes, similar to how the rich person would walk into an investment property like that. They're shivering in their shoes at a table with multimillionaires when they ask them, hey, so what do you think we should invest in? And you are shivering because you have no idea what the first thing about investing is, what a cap rate is, what the 1% rule is that Vasily talks about, what all these different things are. You can't even hold a conversation. Or if, they ask you about the market because you should know and you don't know. Or if they ask you about, hey, can you sell this $2.5 million, ALF? And you have never even considered selling something like that.
Dude,
Or
I honestly think the most, if you listen to, I'm not even meaning to fanboy, but dude, Bobby Castro is the best example of this. Dude, have you met him before?
No.
So he pulls up to the event last time, dude. Wrinkled shirt. He's a billion. I mean, he sold the company for $1 billion. So let's say he's worth, I don't know if that means you're a billionaire. Maybe not. But he shows up in this wrinkled, crappy polo, wearing these pants, crappy pants, crappy shoes, and his belt is like the ones we used to wear as kids that you would just pull.
I hate those.
You just pull.
It's the loop ones. It's the loop. It's like a half loop.
Dude,
you put it through one loop and then the other one, and then you.
Dude, you get it. You get that belt when you buy them from Aeropostale. So you must have.
Exactly. And no, you actually don't buy them. They come with the pants.
They come with the pants. Yeah.
Exactly. They're already on the pants. So you take it off and you think it's like an additional thing and you use it other pants.
Yeah, exactly. So this dude walks in and he was so passionate about what he was talking about. His story is unbelievable. I mean, his story's crazy. He grew up in Florida, I think somewhat near you. And he grants everyone the same level of beingness. And that's why so many people like the guy. And so many people can actually hold the conversation with him. He's a normal dude, but just very, very wealthy. And I think that's huge because then you have people, I think if you feel intimidated, because when I met Rich the Kid, I didn't feel the same way.
Did he not grow up with I don't know, what did you feel?
But he didn't, even if he did grow up with, hardships, he wasn't, and I'm sure
some people forget where they came from.
Yeah. He was a good guy, but it wasn't the same, it wasn't the same vibe coming off of him, I guess you could say. I mean, Bobby.
How old is he? He's a young guy, right?
30.
Kid? I thought he was 28 or something.
He could be even 28. So that could be another thing too. It's like you're not realizing because Bobby got rich when he was a lot older than Rich the Kid. Rich the Kid's been, a millionaire for years, probably since 24. Yeah. But, I think that's, yeah. I mean, even Floyd was a nice guy.
Oh yeah, from what I've heard, Floyd is super humble,
down to earth.
In terms down to earth, when you're actually talking to him, he takes care of his family, takes care of the people around him. He's super loyal, honest. Yeah, he's an entertainer though too.
He is. But yeah, I think it's each his own. But I think
that's where the character's built though. It's usually in that struggle, and sometimes it takes when you make it. Maybe Rich the Kid, maybe he is. I mean, maybe something's gonna happen, and then he's gonna realize, oh shit, I haven't been who I wanted to be. I know that's what happened to me. I didn't like who I was, and I whenever I'm most happiest with myself whenever I am in constant struggle, constant daily struggle. So I need to overcome things every day in order for me to feel good about myself.
Good.
If my days are easy and just and this is, well, I was going to say something more like when they make a lot of money and they just get super soft, when they get super soft because things have been so easy for so long, you're so afraid of the struggle at that point because you're so soft. And if that happens to you, you've already lost. If you're so afraid to pick up a phone call because you have a team of, whatever, let's say you have 100 agents under you and you no longer have to make calls.
Yeah,
and you think about making calls, and just the thought of it makes you hurt, and that's fine. But if you don't go do it because of that, you've become soft.
Yeah, I agree. Continuously just challenging yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I got back to making more calls than I ever had this week, and I'm exhausted today. I'm getting, as we're talking, I've gotten like 6 or 7 calls. Because I've called so many people. It's you're right though. Like the overcoming the situation is like overcoming problems every day to day, even the small ones. It's the biggest wins, the best way. That's when you're going to feel the best, for sure.
Oh yeah, of course. And one thing that to add to this is that so for all that don't know this, our parents, they didn't come from money. Neither of our parents came from money at all.
No.
If anything, it was like maybe I don't know. I would have to know for sure, but like maybe middle class, low to middle class on mom's side probably.
I actually hear about this. I mean, dude, back in maybe it was the 70s, maybe the 70s or 80s. On mom's side, I mean, even on mom's side, grandpa had to go to Texas, work in Texas.
Oh wow.
Did you hear about this?
No.
He had to go work in Texas with oil companies because there's no jobs here. So they would be sending checks back and back and back. So he wasn't living here for a while. I think maybe over a year, 2 years. So it never seemed easy. Didn't seem easy.
No, and then same with Papu and yeah. So what I'm getting at is the fact that we so everything that was literally built in this generation, like our parents' generation. Everything that we had growing up was built in one generation, which in fact we got everything. Like we got all the basics, and we got even more than the basics. But as far as like from the age of like 16 and onward, right, or 18 and onward, I guess it's not like there was any what am I trying to say?
I know what you're saying.
I'm trying to say that you can tell parents are setting their kids up good if they're allowing those challenges to be overcome by the kids.
Yeah.
Because if it was different and I didn't go through the struggles that I had been, which I'm not going to say they're the worst really, but
maybe to the average person they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Yeah, because people are very scared about that, about all of that. But I just, what I'm trying to say is the fact that if you are, let's say, being nurtured by your parents, like super hard, like they're giving you everything, you are actually at a disadvantage. And that's one thing that our parents granted us, was the ability to build something out of nothing. And that is an amazing thing. And it takes strong parents, very, very strong parents, especially when they actually have means to be doing a lot more for you than
they are showing.
They're showing. Then it's something that you really have. You're lucky, because it's a lot easier to be a soft parent that like will than it is to.
I don't want my kids to struggle. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I could see myself like if once I have kids for that. Being a situation where like it takes somebody who went through that to be able to do that. If you don't go through that struggle, you're not going to be able to let your kids. You're not going to be able to have your kids go through struggle if you've never went through.
It's going to be unbearable.
Yeah, it'll be unbearable, and that's why I feel very confident now that like that I have that character trait of I can see somebody like my kids, my future kids, who I would love so much. I could be fine with watching them struggle. And the reason being is because I know I didn't die. And really, as long as you don't die, you're fine. I mean, you realize that, okay, what's the worst that could happen if I have to watch, these kids eat crap, right? Just eat shit for a couple of years or a year or whatever it is. I mean, I feel so much better having gone through this past year and now being able to do what I'm doing now, I feel like the amount of pride, and I can walk my head tall, and despite all the sins that I've committed or whatever, I'm very proud of myself,
Sins. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I think, dude, let's wrap it up there. I think that was like the final thought. What do you think? That was a good one.
Yeah, this was a good one. It was. I think it was definitely lower energy than the past ones.
Yeah, but it was a lot of good stuff. You got to take some good clips. I'll post this later tonight. I'm gonna hit the gym.
Okay.
And, take some good clips from this too, though, because I think this is honestly, I think the most amount of actual information.
Yeah. There was no fluff.
There's no fluff. Yeah.
If people want a legitimate value with no freaking, I don't know. How would you know how to explain it better?
Sugar coated.
Yeah.
No one wants it to be sugar coated, then yeah, we could talk like that. I mean, that's the best. That's like a real conversation. I actually felt that was a real conversation. So
definitely. Well, I won't be able to cut the clips until you upload it. So just let
yeah. I'll get it uploaded probably by 7:30.
Okay, cool. Okay, Vasily.
Okay, dude.
See you guys later. Make sure to like the podcast, share it with your friends. Tag us on Instagram if you watched it. I'll repost you, and Vasily will repost you.
Oh, dude, cut that as a clip too. That's a good clip right there. Boom.
Cool.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Peace.